Welcome to Northwest Profiles, a look at people, places, and events of interest in the inland Northwest.
Strolling down the pathways and roads at the Ukrainian Cultural Heritage Village can take you back in time in Western Canadian history. Located about 25 minutes east of Edmonton, Alberta, the village has thrived, thanks to it being designated a provincial historic site in 1975 by the Government of Alberta. Composed of approximately 30 restored buildings, covering the time frame from 1892 to 1930, the Ukrainian Cultural Heritage Village is a unique experience to behold. Head of Community and Corporate Relations, Arnold Grant.
The Ukrainian Village is a living history museum, and there's a number of living history museums found here in Alberta and Western Canada. And basically, we're an open-air museum with buildings and people interacting with the general public. And what makes us different than other living history museums, but like those, we have costumed interpreters, but when a visitor comes to our site, they actually travel back through time and meet those original pioneers.
Ukrainian Cultural Heritage Village tour guide, Cheryl King.
This is the hardware store. It's interpreted to the year 1934 and was brought in from Wostock, Alberta. The owner was William Knish, and his son Walter spent quite a bit of time working here. The owner and his 10-year-old daughter lived in the back of the store, where they had their beds as well as an area for cooking. Our gas pumps are still fully functional at the village. Gasoline at that time sold for 35 cents a gallon or 3 gallons for $1. Top of the store is the functioning wind generator. Mr. Knish charged batteries in his garage as well. That was the source of electricity for his own building.
Livestock played an important role in Ukrainian pioneer settlements and are prominently used in historically appropriate settings. Gardens also played a big role, adding another dimension in a diverse setting.
This is the traditional plot-style garden they would have in the old country versus the rows that we use now. Very important things in the garden being onions, beets, potato, as well as flax. They'd use the flax to make their linens. This is the berde. It'd be the first dwelling the settlers would live in after coming to Canada. It was made out of wood posts as well as clay with a bit of straw in it. This is one of our signature buildings at the Ukrainian Village. The Bukovynian farmstead demonstrates what the dwellings in the old country would look like. All the windows would be located on the south side of the house. The house would be built out of log and clay, with the clay being whitewashed. The slant on the roof would allow maximum light in during the winter, as well as blocking out the light during the hot summer days. The floor inside was made out of himyak, or cow manure. It was placed on the floor usually about once a week on Saturdays, and it would keep the dust from collecting. This is Russia's school. It's interpreted to the year 1927, and it's a one-room schoolhouse. The children attending would be anywhere from grade 1 to grade 8. But of course, the girls sitting on the left-hand side, gentlemen on the right. Also located at the front of the class is King George V, as well as Queen Mary, the reigning monarchs at this time.
Religion played an important role in the lives of Ukrainian pioneers, and the churches that dot the landscape in the village attest to that.
This is St. Vladimir's Ukrainian Greek Orthodox Church. It was built in 1934 in Vegreville, which is located half an hour east of Ukrainian Village. So on the right-hand side of the church is a depiction of the mass baptism that occurred in 988. The man in the red and gold robe is Prince Vladimir, who the church was named after. In the center of the church is the tetrapod. People would traditionally kiss the icon and kiss the cross, then find a spot to stand, either on the right-hand side of the church for the gentlemen or left-hand church for the ladies. The tetrapod was important because no one is allowed to enter the sanctuary where the priest would perform his services. Something very unique about this building is the wooden chandelier. It was carved by a man named Peter Savarch, who was a founder of the church. And this church is double the height than it is the length. They believe the higher the dome, the closer you are to heaven, the faster your prayers are answered. There are 3 domes located on top of this church, and the 3 domes represent the Holy Trinity. The cross on top of the church shows it is of Orthodox faith, the top bar being the crown of thorns Jesus wore when he was crucified, traditional middle arm bar, and the bottom bar, the story is when Jesus was crucified, there was a thief on either side of him. One repented his sins, went up to heaven, the other did not repent the sins and went the other way.
The village is a testament to the hard work and life of Ukrainian settlers in east central Alberta. And thanks to the Ukrainian Cultural Heritage Village Society, and the hundreds of individuals, groups, and organizations that volunteer thousands of hours yearly, the village thrives.
This place is popular for a lot of visitors because it gives people a taste of culture and they can learn about Alberta's history in a fun and unique way. It's something different, and they get to experience what life was like firsthand for the people who had to settle this province.
If you have a story idea for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, 3911 South Regal, Spokane, Washington, 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS Public Television.